What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to be reviewing the Big Bowling Shim Rekker. Now, before we get started in this video, I just want to send a huge thank you to Big Bowling and Marshall Kent for supplying the bowling ball that you're going to see in this video. If you guys like this video and you want to see more reviews for a whole bunch of different brands, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date every time I drop a new video. And if you like this jersey or any of the jerseys, any of my videos, Motivlu10 at coolwick.com. It'll get you 10% off your entire order. And then down below in the description, I have a link to my Patreon where I invite each and every single one of you to come out and join. Now, let's talk some of the tech about this Big Bowling Shim Rekker. Now, I don't know a whole lot about Big Bowling, as this is going to be the very first big bowling ball that I've ever thrown. But according here to the website, the ball features the ME6 reactive, which is, as I'm being told, is the 6 is a hook rating from 1 to 10. So 6 is about right in the middle. And then the core is the powder keg core that comes out of box at a 1500 sanded finish. And then in 15 pounds is 2468 and an 040 differential. So from just by seeing those core numbers and about the strength cover, I think it's going to be that really medium ball, really benchmarky ball. I did get a chance to see Marshall Kent throw this ball, and it looks pretty phenomenal. But, you know, it's Marshall Kent, so everything's going to look pretty good. And we're going to continue with this format. You guys seem to really like it. And then let me know down below in the comments if you guys have ever thrown this Shim Rekker or any of the big bowling balls and what you're thinking about them so far. I'll see you guys on the lanes. So one thing we didn't talk about is the layout. And with the Shim Rekker, I went with the same layout that I have on my Phase 2, same layout that I have on my Zen and Zen Master, because I really like those. I really like the way those balls roll, so I wanted to have a really good comparison, which is 40 by 4.5 by 30. Now, the first thing that comes out to me, or that I saw when throwing this ball, is holy banana control. It's a super low RG, medium-ish differential. It seems like it's a fairly medium strength cover. It doesn't feel like it's too strong. Doesn't feel like it's too weak. And the straighter angles definitely looked best. As you guys can see from those first 5 shots, I struck 3 times and I wrapped a 10-pin twice. Both shots that I wrapped a 10-pin with, though, I got it going a little bit further right. Unintentionally, I missed right. And both times I wrapped a 10. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this ball performs when I have to get a little bit further left. And then throughout this video, we will be doing that, moving left, so we can see if this ball is just going to be kind of like that typical game 1 ball where only throw it from a little bit straighter and then ball change it to something else, or is this going to be one of those ultimate control balls, kind of like the ball roll is very familiar of an IQ Tour, a Venom Shock, a Game Breaker, that kind of. Now, I'm not saying it's as good as any of those balls. I'm just saying that it's that same familiar low RG, medium-ish differential, super control on the lanes. So this next set of shots, I am going to try to move a little bit further left so that we can see. Okay, so this Shim Rekker is good. This is a very good bowling ball. Now, I haven't thrown the Idea Solid yet, which is the other big bowling ball that I have, But so far, based on just this one ball that I've thrown now for 10 shots, I am very, very impressed. This ball is I don't know about the ultimate, but it's really good at control. I think this will be a really good ball when there's a lot of friction. And even if there's friction in the middle part of the lane, because a couple of those shots I missed left, and it kind of just sat there. And then here at South Point, anytime you miss right on the fresh house shot here, it freaking booms. And this one, it got to the pocket super light with that first shot, but it still got there and it didn't overreact off the friction. So this is going to be one of those balls that you're going to throw, like I said, when there's a lot of friction. And so far on this house shot, I am very impressed. You guys know I love saying this. My eyes like what we're seeing. Now in this next group of shots, just throughout this whole video, we're going to be moving a little bit further left, a little bit further left, a little bit further left, so that we can see what the limits are of this ball. But so far, the Big Bowling Shim Rekker, it's a good one. So I think that last group of shots was both interesting and telling, because I moved like maybe 4 or 5 and 2 left. And when I got it going right, the ball absolutely bailed. And again, that's because this ball is all about control. Seems like it's all about controlling the front part of the lane, not manipulating, but handling the down lane friction. So when I'm creating those larger angles with this ball, it doesn't roll very well. Like when I think of something that handles the angles really well, is like the RSTX2, like the Zen, stuff like that. This, for me at least, it seems like it's going to be one of those balls where I'm going to throw on the fresh from a little straighter. And then that last shot you guys saw, I kind of moved my eyes a little bit further left to keep it in the oil a little bit to see if the cover can handle, because there is a lot of volume here at South Point in the middle part of the lane, and it did. So as I progress left, I am going to keep my angles a little bit more shut down because of that. This isn't going to be a ball that I'm going to bend the whole lane with. Now, maybe if my rev rate was like Andrew's, man, let me know down below in the comments if you want Andrew to be featured again on this channel. So if I had a higher rev rate like Andrew or even like Marshall's, maybe I can get away with shaping the whole lane with it. But for me, it's going to be a ball that I'm going to keep my angles a little bit more shut down, and that's okay. I like having that option in the bag. So that last zone on the lanes was definitely like out of play. If I missed it right, I mean, I 2-8'd a couple times, or a 2-8 combination a couple times. And then if I got it going left, it kind of didn't look that good, but that's okay. At least I know what the limits are of this ball. This is definitely, like I said, going to be a ball that I'm going to be playing from a little bit straighter and keep my angles a little bit more shut down, where I can feed it into the friction, because the cover is strong, but it's not so strong like some of these asymmetrical balls that it can handle all that oil, because when it gets to the friction, it's like DOA. So this next group of shots, before we get into the versatility test, I'm actually going to move back right and see that now that I have like 20, 25 shots on-ish on this lane, how it's going to handle. So is it going to be one of those balls where I can stay in it for a long time? Or is it going to transition the lanes really fast like some of these other really strong cover balls? We're about to find out. All right, so the big thing that I'm seeing with this Shim Rekker is that it doesn't necessarily transition the lanes a whole lot, because I did move back to where I was striking with at the beginning of the video. But the big thing that I'm seeing is that it's very allergic to oil. Let's say that it's allergic to oil. So if it doesn't see the friction, it kind of just doesn't see it. So that shot that I 2-8'd, I probably missed like one left, maybe two, and it had no chance. And then I 2-8'd again, or something similar combination where I got the ball going too fast, and it didn't recover. So what I'm seeing so far, at least, you know, like we're almost done with this video, is that I have to be very accurate, meaning I have to get the ball to the friction at the right time. Now, I'm not saying that this ball is a bad ball by any means. Actually, I think the opposite. I think it's a really good ball. Every time I've hit the pocket, except for twice, I think, I've struck. So when I got straight like that, it looked pretty good. Actually, probably looked the best that it has so far. But if I got it going right, again, it just, it doesn't bounce off the friction like some of these other balls. Again, that's not a bad thing. It's just something to keep in mind when I go to this ball, is that when I go to it, I'm not going to be able to just bounce it off the friction unless there's an overabundance of friction. So all in all, I really like what I see because of how much control it offers. Because almost everything that I bowl on is on a house shot, I'm almost always seeing a ton of friction. And I think that this ball is going to be really good in those environments. The one place that I can think of is Samstown. You guys remember when I used to film there and when I used to bowl league there, how much friction was on those lanes. This ball over there would be pretty phenomenal. Probably as good, if not better, than the Desert Tank was for me in that building. So now we're going to get into the versatility test, where I'm going to throw 3 shots from 3 different zones so that we can see if this ball is going to be versatile or not. Let me know in the comments if you guys think that this ball is going to be versatile. I personally don't think it's going to be a super versatile ball, just because it's one of those balls that's like really, really good at that one thing, but maybe not so good at all the other things. So I'm going to throw 3 shots from 15 at my feet, 25 with my feet, 35 with my feet. I'm going to try to get as close as I can as possible. We'll see you guys on the lanes. All right, so we're done with the versatility test and we're done with the video. And the one thing I saw is that when I got like really, really straight from zone 1 is that I wanted to be way too early. And then from zone 2, it looked phenomenal. Zone 3 wasn't my best shot, but it kind of showed me that if I kind of slow down a little bit and become pseudo rev dominant, that it looks pretty good. Sometimes I'll review a bowling ball, and as soon as I'm done reviewing it, I think to myself, yeah, I'm never going to throw this ball because it's too situational. This Shim Rekker is not one of those bowling balls. I actually like it so much that I'm probably going to bring it to league with me just to see how it handles when there's 6 people on the pair, because I bowl a trios league. So this will probably be in my bag this week for league just to see. All in all, I really like what I see. I hope you guys are enjoying this big bowling content. Click right here to watch one of my other videos. Click right here somewhere to subscribe. Till next time.